Alright, little strategy on offensive lines. Most people get guys that are low, which is really good because you can pass over them. You know, in other words, when it comes time for this guy to come in and throw, you don't want your own offensive lineman getting in the way, so you want the guys to be nice and low. So guys on a 4-point stance, or in this case a 3-point stance like this, are very good. You want them nice and low. So what most people do is to try to create a running game, they stick their guys close together, so it looks very similar to the wedge that we played with when we were kids. You jammed all your guys together, you made them strong, and so on. Let me show you something here. So I've got the defense set up just for fun. But really in electric football, those guys are just to hold the line back. What you do is you have what we call loopers or blitzers. You put them right here. And using this fancy device I call a ruler, I'm just going to show you something here. This guy from front of base to the base here is 6 inches. This looper, and you're going to have to trust me, I'm looking right overhead, it's 6 inches. So it's a 6-inch thing. Depending how fast this guy goes, you could do feet per second or inches per second. That's a real quick hit. The other thing to note is, according to TOC rules, the spacing has to be about a half a base width apart. And if I just show you this, a regular Crayola, I wish I had the second one here, but if you see, it's really half the base width. So to technically be right, you really need to spread these guys out a little bit, so it's a half a base apart. And if I do that, then the blitzers have to move out just a pinch. Now people don't like to do that. I don't know why. They like to have their line right up there to push everybody back. And now we're talking about 6 1/8. Makes it a little bit better. But again, difference between 6-inch run and a 6 1/8-inch run is minimal. So, my solution, what I've been playing with, is these guys with a big hands, big arms. The Goon Squad. And basically, you can make these guys if you take one of the old Reggie Rutledge blitzers, you cut him at the waist. And you get like one of these squatting guys and you cut him at the waist, so you put his torso on this guy's legs, angle him forward, and you got maybe a little bit of green stuff. Of course, purple paint, that's the key here. But basically you get guys like this, so now you could put these guys apart. So if the fellow puts his, if the defense puts his guys right here, you got the arms and you got the base is still kind of clogging them up. And if you have a good strong line like these guys are, they're going to hold off these 4 guys in the gaps. Now the problem is, you see here now, I got to move these guys out. In fact, I might even put this guy out a little bit farther, a little bit farther. So I'll give you the gap. Go ahead and put it in there. I'm going to have 2 guys on you, and if this guy's here, then I still got 5 guys pushing on 4. But now what happens? I got to move this guy out because this arm is going to be in the way, and same here. So now with this device I call a ruler, I'm just going to measure. Again, I haven't moved Fran Tarkenton yet. He's still exactly 10 yards back on this monster board. Now all of a sudden base to base is 7 inches. That means I got 16% more time before this guy and this guy descend on my quarterback. So that's the way I buy time. Of course I stink at this game, so maybe that doesn't mean anything. I'm just offering this as a suggestion to you. Spread your line out. Give him the big arms, even if you just have to go to the Tudor figure, which just has the guy with his arms sticking out. That's great. That still gives you some little bit more space here. The other thing is, of course, you want to put your tight end if you have such a thing here, and this way you could even spread your guys out even farther. You know, if I had a tight end here and a tight end here, of course the defense is going to put people here. But now these guys go a much longer distance. And, you know, here we're talking about straight off, it's, you know, 8.5 inches. That's what you want to do. You want to buy yourself some time that way. If you're getting sacked all the time, spread your line out.